Authentic hipster bunny chow. Part 1, we're doing the bread from scratch. Part 2, we're doing the curry from scratch. Part 3, we're taking all the scratch parts and building up a beautiful bunny chow. Now, these bunny chows aren't going to be the quarter, the half, or the full bunnies. It's going to be little hipster bunnies that bounce around into your tummy. Something like that. I don't know. So, 500 mils of lukewarm water. Not too hot, not too cold. If it's too hot, then it's going to kill the yeast. If it's too cold, then the yeast is just going to become dormant and not do anything. A packet of bread yeast. And then we're going to do this so long. So, and a teaspoon of sugar. I'm using brown sugar, but it doesn't really matter. It's just to get the yeast eating and excited and alive. On the back of the packet it does say don't you just add it to your bread mix or whatever, but sure knows best. Okay, cool. So to that we're going to add the yeast. Now the trick here is to let it stand for about 10 minutes. You'll see it becomes all frothy and creamy on top. That means the yeast is happy and working and doing their job. With the yeast starter out of the way, we're going to mix our dry ingredients. I've been using this recipe for quite a while now, and it fucking works. Like, I don't even beat around the bush anymore, I just do this. So we're gonna go in with 3 cups of white bread flour. Now it needs to be bread flour. Don't use cake flour or all-purpose or self-raising flour. Don't do that. The reason is because the proteins in the bread flour is much thicker than in cake flour, so you're not gonna get the gluten, strandy, density goodness with cake flour than you would with bread flour. So we're going with 3 cups of white flour, and it's very important that you sift the white flour in. But now we're going to add 1 cup of brown bread flour. This is optional. You can just use 4 cups of white flour, but I like this because I enjoy brown bread. Don't sift that in, otherwise you're going to get the grains out, or the wheat. And we're going in with about a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to mix that together and get those ingredients to know one another. See how that is all frothy and looking quite cappuccino-y? That's what we want. That means the yeast is like 2 minutes away from going in. You'll see it froths up quite a bit going forward. The yeast is ready to go in to the dry mixture. There's one thing, you're going to think that you've added too much liquid, and you're going to think, and once you start mixing it, you're going to think you didn't add enough. But just keep going. It's going to sort itself out. It's the perfect ratio. The only way you can stuff this up is if you've used too much flour or not enough. So just stick to the 4 cup flour ratio. That was 3 white, 1 red, 1 brown. Get this mixed in as well as you can, but not perfectly, because we're going to leave this, and with the first proofing the yeast is going to convert all of those proteins into a little bit of gluten stuffs, and it's going to be perfect. You'll see when we open this, there's going to be gluten strands all over the show, which is good. So cover it up, put it away, go and do some other stuff, watch something on Netflix. That's what I'm going to do. I'll see you back after I watch Road Trip. It's been a couple of hours since we put our dough in to rest. Check this out. Those were the gluten strands forming, and that's a good thing, because that's going to give that's going to give our dough, our bread, the density that we so much enjoy. Now, when working with wet dough, it's the easiest to work with wet hands. This is going to prevent the dough from sticking to your hands. And then now we're going to start kneading the dough. The trick with kneading dough is that if your back's not hurting, then you're not doing it right, or you're not doing enough of it. You need to go and do this for about 10 minutes. If you're fancy and you have a dough mixer thing with a dough hook, congratulations, do that instead of this. Then I'm sure you're watching this video because you just... Of course, If you're just going to do this the whole time, you're not going to win. And also, an important thing is don't break the dough, because then you're breaking the gluten strand. So all the hard work you're putting in, you're reversing by breaking it. Hunk a lump of good brown bread dough. Check this stuff out, it's amazing. Gluten is super strong, it's super fancy. We're going to cut these into quarters. So form these into just little malleable balls. We're going to cover this and let this rest for about 15 minutes. So our dough has proofed for the second time now, and they've doubled in size, which is awesome. That means we're doing a good job. Cool. So I'm just gonna plop one of them there, and then knead it a bit. It's just to get all of that, the gases out that built up. Just flour on the surface. So we're gonna get that into a ball. Now we're gonna make like single serving bunnies that you can serve with, I don't know, with some chips or some sweet potato mash, I guess would work. I don't know. Anyway, but we're gonna do it authentic. Let's just cut this into size. We're gonna bake it in a baked bean tin. So with the oven at about 200 degrees Celsius, we're gonna spray this, let it rest for 10 minutes, and then pop it into the oven. The final resting is just to give it a bit more density, and we're gonna end up with a more fluffier dough. Fluffy, dense dough. Yeah. Cool, so that is our bread for our bunny chow. You hear that? That means it's done. That's the bread that we're going to use to put the curry inside and make our bunny out of, our bunny chow. It's pretty cool, pretty quirky. So check out episode 2 of this series, 3-part series of how to make hipster bunny chow. See you in the next one.